Alright guys, welcome back to the Gear Wave channel. It's your boy Big Drizzy. We're here once again. Alright, we got two phones here. One relatively new one just came out maybe a week ago in the LG Wing. Right, highly anticipated phone from LG. Swivel capabilities. You know, here at the channel we had to bring it up here so you guys could take a look at it. I had to take a look at it and just see what it was all about, and test it out and get a feel for it. I've had the phone maybe about a week now. Last Friday it dropped. This is probably my second LG Velvet, which I really like as well. You know, I really wish LG would have just probably, you know, made this just a little bit more premium in terms of its software and the user interface. But let's do one at a time. All right. So here we have the LG Wing. You know, this is a great phone. I have to give a lot of respect and props to LG for trying to bring the masses a different form factor when it comes to cellular phones. All right, over the last maybe 2-3 years, cell phones have been extremely boring, slab pieces of glass, you know, slight variations of the same thing over and over and over again. So before I say anything, I have to show love to LG, all right, for creating a beautiful device, beautiful camera array here, kind of like the Note 20 but not as pronounced. Beautiful little bit of writing on the little bit of writing there. Hexa camera. You know, just a beautifully constructed device. As you can see the sides here. Alright, you can see a little bit of space in between the two screens. And the bottom here. Really wish LG would have given us 2 speakers on this. But it's not. The speakers down there aren't bad. But 2 of those speakers, one at the top as well, would have been nice. All right. First thing I want to point out, because I'm just giving you some impressions on the phone, what I'm thinking. Phone manufacturers, when you have the buttons here on the side, can we get some ridges or some kind of tactile pattern on the buttons so that we know which buttons are buttons? You know, I remember with old Razr phones, and I think even with some OnePlus phones, the same ridge that you have like on the hold slider, if we could just have that, because all the buttons here are smooth, and when you're not looking and you're trying to find out what button to press, you know, you can't really tell. All right, so I'd love to see something like that. All right, love the form factor of the phone. I mean, you can multitask to your heart's desire. Of course, yes, you can do it on you know, you can do it on regular Android phones, but at least you have the experience here. Let me see if I have Netflix here. All right, we have Netflix. Do we have to sign in? All right, so watching Daredevil. You know, anybody who hasn't watched Daredevil, I suggest you go ahead and check Daredevil out. The fighting and the scenes are awesome. All right, and then now, if you want, well, you can run something else down here. You know, you can run your internet, you can run your Google feed. What else was I doing? You can even play pool on this smaller screen here. So you have, you know, you have some perks here with the form factor, which I like. You know, it's bringing something new to the table. You're able to interact with the phone in a different way. Something that I noticed right off the bat that I didn't really like that much is that the the width of the phone, it's a little thicker, and the phone is heavy, which some people may initially realize and feel, and then, you know, some people like me, who I kind of tend to like more dense, heavier phones, you'll notice it later on after you're holding it in your hand for a while. You'll notice that it is a little bit heavy, and you know, if you're holding it watching stuff or whatever it is that you're doing, you're gonna notice you know, that it's gonna be a little bit heavy. So yeah, I mean, you can come in here, you can play some pool real quick, and then, you know, you can have, you know, YouTube Undisputed or something else up there on the top of the phone, and then you could be playing a game down here at the bottom. All right, awesome. Battery life has been pretty good. I think I had this off the charger this morning from maybe about 8 o'clock, and let's go on the battery. All right, we have about 40% left. I don't know if you guys can see that. All right, 5 hours, 17 minutes of screen on time. So we've been on the phone for a good amount of time. I was using it today, taking pictures, taking some video, using the dual screen, playing music, surfing a lot of the web. So, you know, I think battery life, even though this is 4,000 milliamps, the Velvet is 4,000 milliamps as well, and basically the same phone. You know, aside from some, you know, some certain specs here with the camera and stuff like that, they're basically almost the same phone, same resolution in the screen. I think here on the Velvet you have a 16 megapixel front camera, you have a 32 megapixel front camera, pop-up camera, if I might add, on the wing. All right, let's see if we can come out of this. And then, all right, so you can see the pop-up camera there. All right, makes a little bit of a noise when you go in and out of it. All right, it has a little flicking of the light there. You know, I think you can turn off that sound as well. All right, you have all your picture modes and stuff like that. What I do like is that when you swivel it up and you're in the camera, and you go inside the camera, it brings up the controls for the gimbal mode, which is awesome. All right, you can have controls, you know, like a real gimbal. You can lock out the gimbal, and you can do different point of views with the gimbal. You can even take a picture while you're in gimbal mode. Next to that, you do have the dual recording mode. You can record what's in front of you, record yourself if you're vlogging or doing something where, you know, you want to point, you know, maybe a tutorial or something like that, where you want to point out some stuff to the people. And there's 2 different aspect ratios for that. You have a smaller, like, picture-in-picture format. Maybe you want to show more of what, you know, show the people, your audience, more of what you're what that you want them to see, and you just want to be kind of narrating at the bottom, which I think is dope. All right, and you can change the points of view. You can make you the focus, and then make the subject smaller and picture-in-picture. So creative. The only thing with this gimbal, you also have time lapse, you have slow-mo. The only thing with this gimbal mode is that you only can record in FHD and HD, which when it's dark out or if you're in low light, the picture isn't going to be that great. They should have gave us, you know, at least 4K on this, which would have been nice. You could have really had some nice night gimbal shots with this phone. It isn't bad video, but you know, it could be a lot better. You have a little balancing thing there, so you know exactly, you know, where you're supposed to be. All right, overall, I mean, you know, I have to say, if you're in the market and you're looking for something different, a different way to interact with your phone, I would definitely say go and check this out. I think it's a little high in price right now, $1,000. You're getting a 765 chipset. You're not getting the 865. It is 5G. And you're getting this form factor, 128 gigs of space, 32 megapixel front-facing camera. You do have the 64 megapixel on the back pictures, and picture quality are good. They're very good. They're not going to be up there with Apple and Samsung, in terms of the Note and all that other and their flagships, but it's maybe a notch or a slight notch and a little bit notch and a half below. I still want to see. One gripe that I have with LG is their wide angle cameras. All right, and the main sensor, see up here, you go up here, you do have the 64 megapixel tab right there, and their wide angle camera, I don't know what it is, but kind of around the outer edges, it's a little blurry. It's not as distinct and detailed as even the FE, Samsung FE, S20 FE, which is a phenomenal phone for the price right now. I think that's an awesome phone. That's a phone to get if you want a bang for your buck phone. The only thing with this is that one thing that I've noticed with having phones is that you have to really pay attention to what you're accustomed to. I've noticed that I like the taller 20:5:9 aspect ratio phones as opposed to the shorter phones or the wider phones. So that, definitely take that into consideration when you're getting the phone. For me, that was the only gripe with me with the S20 FE, was that it was a little bit shorter. I love this aspect ratio, but I love what the FE is doing, with the S20 is doing with the FE. It's just a great all-around phone. But yeah, guys, definitely, I think you should definitely check the Wing out. On the other hand here, we have the Velvet, and I have to say, I really enjoyed the Velvet. I think that they need to give us some better cameras on this. The front-facing camera is not bad. LG, you guys have to widen your field of view for the front-facing camera. It's too close when you want to take selfies. It's just too close, man. All right, even on Samsung's phones, you have the selector for the wide angle and the regular angle, and it's not a huge difference between the two, but at least you have, you can open up the picture just a little bit more. All right, with the V60, with the Velvet, with the Wing, it's all the same aspect ratio for the front-facing camera. You did that with the V40. You gave us a regular angle with the V40. You gave us a wide angle with the V40. Bring the wide angle back and the regular angle. Give us those options on the next V70 or the next Wing or whatever next phone you guys are coming out with. We want to have that, extra wide angle in the front for selfies. It's just too close. You're gonna break your hand off trying to extend it to get, take a selfie of yourself. All right, this phone, constructed in the back of glass, has a great feel. Very slim phone. All right, anybody who sees this phone and they look at the craftsmanship and how it's built, they're gonna say to themselves, this is close to either $1,000 phone or close to $1,000 phone. All right, great feel in the hand. Again, 20:5:9 aspect ratio, easy to hold in the hand. I really like holding and using this phone without the case. I just love the feel of the glass back and the metal rails on the side. It's just an awesome phone, and it's not very heavy, and it's not very light. It's just nice and substantial in your hand, and you can hold it all day. All right, cameras, like, again, You don't have the 64 megapixel camera sensor in here. You know, you do have 4K video. You do have 4K video. I don't believe. Let me see. Okay, yes, you do have 4K for the front-facing camera, and you know, video quality and audio quality. Video quality and picture quality on these sensors are they're good. They're okay. You're not going to be blown away. You know, like I said, the Wing has slightly better picture and video quality, so if that's something that holds a lot of weight with you, you might want to look at, you know, something like the Wing. Just trying to see, I mean, hardware, everything on here is, you know, the experience was not super snappy. It wasn't slow. We don't have 120 hertz on any of the phones. LG doesn't seem to be doing that. But you know, LG, they'll probably, on the next iteration of phones, they'll probably give us 120 hertz in the next V70 or the next Velvet. But yeah, I mean, just want to give you guys my impression. I'm trying to think if I'm leaving anything out. But you know, enjoyed playing with the Wing, messing with the Wing. I just wanted to give you guys my impressions on it. Great screen, LG, even with the V60, this Velvet and the Wing, you know, they're getting a lot of punch out of these screens. They're not even Super AMOLED. You know, LG is just doing a great job with the screens, man. All right, guys. So if you have any questions on either of these phones, let me know. Just want to give you guys a first look at them. I would definitely say, if you want to try to interact, you know, have a new phone, have something, you're tired of just the same old slab phone, you want to get something new and find a new way to interact with your phones, I would definitely say take a look at the Wing. Right? Mechanism here to slide up is solid. Right? Doesn't feel flimsy, although when you press the top of the screen here, sometimes you can feel just a little bit of movement, and that's probably because they need to allow for enough space so that the screen can rotate. But it feels solid. There's a little bit of damping right as the screen comes up, and it's about to stop into its locked position. But you know, and believe it or not, when you have this phone, you're gonna be flicking it open a lot. You're also gonna notice if it's in your pocket, you're about to take it out, and you hold it from the bottom will move a little bit, which may annoy some people. It was kind of annoying me too, but you know, when you really look at what you have here, beautiful tall screen. You know, you can view content. You know, let me see if this will work. All right, so you can view content on it, which is awesome. All right, trying out some new gestures, and you know, it's just an awesome phone, guys. So let me know. Holler at me in the comments. Like, subscribe to the channel, man. Just wanted to give you guys a good look at the two phones, give you my thoughts. You know, if you want something a little bit more budget friendly, don't really care about cameras as much, want a nice feel in the hand of, you know, something not being plastic, and 20 by 5 by 9 aspect ratio. I would definitely say look at the Velvet. It's about $588 right now, as opposed to spending $1,000 on the Wing. But again, I mean, this is just an awesome piece. You go out to the bar, you go to hang out with friends. Lady today, when I was at the gas station, saw the phone and she was like, "Oh my God, what phone is that? Is that a Node?" I said, "No, this is a new phone from LG. It's called the Wing." She thought it was the coolest thing ever. So, you know, it's a conversation piece. It's a great piece of tech. LG, kudos to you guys for bringing out a great piece of tech here. All right. Again, guys, it's your boy Big Drizzy on the Getwave channel, man. Holla at me. Let me know what's going on. Peace.